USC heads to Arlington to face Tulane in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Can USC put all their disappointment behind them to try and reach 12 wins for the first time since 2008? We'll talk about all of that and more next. Hey guys, welcome into the last game preview of the 2022 season. It's been a crazy year. I know a lot of you aren't thrilled with the opponent, but if someone would have told you that SC would be in the Cotton Bowl at the beginning of the year, you would have probably been thrilled. I really think this is going to be a very compelling product on the field. Two very entertaining teams stylistically. However, this is going to be very difficult for SC to get this one done. Tulane is a legit squad, led by an excellent head coach and quarterback. So for injuries and opt-outs, there's obviously a lot we don't know right now, and probably won't know until the ball gets kicked off on January 2nd. But for what we do know, and let's start with SC here, in terms of opt-outs, we know SC will be down Andrew Voorhees, Jordan Addison, Raylan Goforth, Julian Simon, Tuasivi Nomura, Taylor Katoa, Kobe Pepe, and Colin Mobley. Not that a lot of those guys actually played a lot. However, the depth, particularly in that linebacker room, will be virtually non-existent in this one. Now, in terms of injuries, the big one is obviously Caleb Williams. He says he is going to play, but I am not buying into that until it's confirmed or I see number 13 run out onto the field to take the first snap. Brett Nealon also won't play in this game as he tore his Achilles in the Pac-12 title game. That one still hurts. As for Tulane, starting quarterback Michael Pratt is dealing with a foot issue, but it looks like he's good to go. There was really limited coverage of the Tulane football team, so that's all I could find for the Green Wave. Now, before we get into the preview, guys, if you are enjoying the videos, please do like and subscribe. It really helps out so much and means a ton. Thank you all so much for your support. Alright guys, now that that's taken care of, let's dive into it. So first off, let's meet the head coach of the Tulane Green Wave. Tulane is led by Willie Fritz. He's one of the better coaches in the entire country. Shortly after the American Conference Championship game, it was reported that Willie had taken a job to become the next head coach at Georgia Tech. However, that fell through, and he has since signed an extension to stay at Tulane. He has been at Tulane since 2016, and he has a primarily defensive background. This year, he and his team shattered expectations at Tulane by reaching 11 wins and a conference championship. His previous high for wins at Tulane was 7, so a major jump to say the least. It's even more impressive when you take a look at Tulane's 2021 record, which sat at 2-10. 2 to 11 wins in 1 year is obviously very impressive. All the credit in the world to Coach Fritz and his staff. Now, Tulane's offensive coordinator is Jim Svoboda, who has spent time coaching at UCLA, interestingly enough. Scheme-wise, this offense is very versatile. They'll line up in shotgun, pistol, wildcat, and even under center. They love to utilize motion, often pairing the motion with a triple option or a read option RPO, but the key to this offense being successful is the running game. It's the foundation of this Tulane offense. You take that away, and they really struggle to get things going. In the first game against UCF, which they lost, they had one 70-yard run. Aside from that, they only ran for 85 yards. If you want to beat them, make them become a drop-back passing team. And speaking of passing, let's dive in and meet this Tulane offense. This Tulane offense is definitely one of the more underrated, under-discussed units in the entire country. I mean, they're really solid. They can run it, they can use their success in the run game to bring your safeties and linebackers up and make you pay in the passing game. This offense was a real joy to watch in the lead up to making this video. They're exciting and just overall really good at what they do. This Tulane offense is led by junior quarterback Michael Pratt. He's listed at 6'2", 210 pounds, and this year he threw for 2,776 yards on a 64% completion percentage. He also threw 25 touchdowns and only 5 picks. However, he also ran the ball in for a score 10 times. Now, first from a passing perspective, as you can see, he's not the engine of this offense. He is very much in a supporting role. However, he plays that role perfectly. He has all your prototypical game manager strengths, such as great short to intermediate accuracy, good decision maker, phenomenal leader. You can tell his teammates love him. He isn't going to wow you with any one characteristic of his game, but when you put the complete package together, you get one really good quarterback. Watching his tape at the end of the year, this dude really was playing at a different kind of level from where he was earlier in the season. Every time he dropped back, there was no doubt in his mind where he was going to go with the ball. He was very confident, and he would get the ball there on time and with accuracy. He's overall a really good player. Lincoln Riley and Alex Grinch have seen him before in 2021, so they'll likely have a very specific way to get after him in this one. From a running perspective, he is a tough runner. He will put his shoulder down and challenge you. They love to use him down in the goal line. He's great at plowing ahead for extra yards, so that's definitely something to watch out for. But the real star of the Tulane offense, a player I know is terrifying to USC fans, is star running back Tyjae Spears. This guy is legit. He has breakaway speed, great vision, great strength despite his listed weight only being 195 pounds. I mean, to me, he looks like a guy that has the skill set to play on Sundays. He's just a phenomenal back. He had a monster year numbers-wise as well, finishing with 1,376 yards and 15 scores. He is the #1 priority for this USC defense to try and shut down. He is the only back that gets meaningful playing time for Tulane. This is in no way a committee approach for the Green Wave backfield. If the USC defense can put up a similar performance like the one we saw against Zach Charbonnet and UCLA, I think SC wins this game. Spears finished the year on an absolute heater. In his last 7 games of the year, these are his rushing totals: 151, 125, 157, 130, 121, 181, and 199. I mean, those are just elite numbers, guys. If he starts gashing the SC defense early in this one, I'm going to be very concerned for the outcome of this game. This guy breaks tackles in bunches, and as we know, the USC defense can be shaky when it comes to tackling, to put it nicely. When it comes to the pass catchers, though, they do use a committee approach. A lot of guys are in very similar standing stat-wise. However, my favorite player in this Tulane receiving corps is 6'2" senior Deuce Watts. This guy is quick off the line, great hands, and phenomenal run after catch ability. I really like his game. However, I wouldn't say there's one guy in this core to key in on and worry too much about. They all kind of have similar skill sets. They don't have a ton of guys who can beat you deep. Most of them excel in the underneath game. USC's best players on defense need to play up to their standard. Mekhi Blackman, Thule, Gentry, and Kalen Bullock all need to play up to their potential in this one. Alright, now some interesting numbers for this Tulane offense. They're the 31st rushing offense, 58th passing offense, 31st first down offense, and 32nd in total offense. Alright, so now switching over to the defensive side of the ball. This Tulane defense is very fun to watch. They are very aggressive, they love to bring pressure, their safeties hit hard and make plays on the ball, they play like their hair is on fire. Now, they haven't seen anything even remotely close to this Lincoln Riley offense led by the Heisman Trophy winner and Caleb Williams. And I know there is a lot of concern about the health of Caleb Williams, but Tulane actually faced a similar situation earlier in the year when they played an injured John Rice Plumlee of UCF. He is a pure running quarterback, not very good at throwing the ball at all, and he was pretty much immobilized. However, he had a lot of success dropping back and throwing the ball against this Tulane defense. So in the case that Caleb plays but still is affected by his hamstring injury, he shouldn't have too many problems hanging in the pocket and slinging the ball around. Now, in terms of personnel, Dorian Williams is the best player on this Tulane defense. The 6'2", 225-pound linebacker had a monster year this season, racking up 114 tackles, 7 passes defensed, 5 sacks to lead the team, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 picks. He's just the definition of the word playmaker. Earlier, when I said that this defense plays like their hair's on fire, this guy sets that tone, and he really is an impressive player to watch. He is all over the place when you watch their games. But my favorite player on this Tulane defense is senior safety Mason Clark. This guy is an absolute thumper from the safety spot. He's elite at punching the ball out, having 3 forced fumbles on the year to go along with 2 picks. He'll line up as the deep safety in cover 1, or they'll bring him down in the box and let him be a run support defender. He's fantastic at both. He's definitely someone to watch out for if you're SC. Now, with the aggressive style of defense that Tulane plays, you have to wonder if they'll be more cautious against this potent USC offense. I'd honestly be expecting a mix of both. Different looks, different coverages. I think Coach Fritz will do his best to keep Lincoln guessing. It will be a fun chess match to watch for sure. Alright, now for some interesting numbers for this Tulane defense. They rank as the 76th rushing defense, 63rd in red zone defense, they're 19th in defensive pass efficiency, and they're 35th in total defense. Alright guys, now let's talk about G's keys to the game. And my first key for the USC offense is protect the quarterback. Now, this is true in every game, but when you have a Caleb Williams who can't move as well as he usually can, or a Miller Moss who's not the most mobile guy in the world, it becomes even more critical for this USC offensive line to give the quarterback a clean pocket. My second key for the USC offense is screen game. When you can simply out-athlete your opponent, get the ball to your playmakers in space, and let them create huge plays. With as many guys as USC has in that receiver room that can take it to the house on any play, you've got to give them the opportunity. And I'm sure Lincoln will do just that. My final key for the offense is sustained drives. This USC defense is very thin. There's not a lot of depth with all the opt-outs and transfers. So keep the ball, kill the clock, and put points up on the board. Now moving over to the defensive side of the ball. My first key for the Trojan defense is limit Spears. He's such a good running back. I don't think USC is going to be able to stop him, but if you can limit him, I think that'll go a long ways to winning this game for USC. My second key for the USC defense is take away the QB run game. If it's 3rd and short or down near the goal line, when it gets to 3rd and 4th down or they're near the goal line, you can bet that Tulane is going to go to that QB run game. Michael Pratt is a great runner in short yardage situations, so the USC defenders have to key in on him on those specific situations. And the last key for the USC defense, and in my opinion the most important one, is 4th down defense. In bowl games like this, where an underdog such as Tulane is going up against a blue blood like USC, they're going to leave it all out on the field. They're not going to waste a single opportunity. You can bet that if it's 4th and reasonable, they're going to go for it. In my opinion, this game is going to be won and lost on 4th down, so the USC defense will have to man up and get a few stops. Alright guys, those were my keys to the game. Now for some final thoughts. This is a big game for both sides here. Getting to a 12-win season and heading into the offseason program on a high note is a big deal. Now, with the opt-outs and injuries that SC is dealing with, I have it as a really close game late, but SC gets a late score in the 4th quarter to win 38-28. Make sure to let me know your score predictions down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this game preview, please do like and subscribe. It really means a ton and helps out so much. That'll do it for me, guys. So as always, take care and fight on.